Leica has always had its own rhythm in the camera world. While other brands push out endless updates year after year, Leica stays precise and deliberate, offering fewer releases but with clear intent. That's why their announcements carry weight. Before 2025 ends, we'll see new cameras and lenses that not only refresh their classic Q, M and SL lines, but also extend them in meaningful ways. According to trusted sources, Leica will begin announcing these products from October 2025. So today, let's take a closer look at the roadmap, what's actually coming, and why photographers are already excited about it. Before we jump into the cameras themselves, let's pause on the bigger picture. Leica's announcements for 2025 are expected to begin from October, and according to trusted sources, the releases will roll out in stages. The Q3 Monochrome is first in line, arriving mid-October, followed closely by the new Lights phone toward the end of the same month. The M11V should appear either late in the year or in early 2026, while the SL3 Reporter Edition will also be timed around the final quarter of 2025. And when it comes to lenses, Leica is spreading those announcements across late 2025 and early 2026, giving both M and L shooters something to look forward to. Let's begin with one of the most anticipated releases, the Leica Q3 Monochrome. This is a pure black and white tool built around an enhanced 60 megapixel full-frame sensor, without a color filter array or low-pass filter. Every detail, every layer of tone, and every highlight or shadow is captured with absolute sharpness. This approach also boosts sensitivity, which means you get stronger performance at higher ISO levels with less noise. The lens paired here is no less important. Leica is keeping the fixed Summilux 28mm f1.7 ASPH lens, which fully takes advantage of the sensor's capability. For many, this focal length is ideal for street work, travel, and even environmental portraiture. Beyond stills, the Q3 Monochrome also records video up to 8K at 30 frames per second or 4K at 60 with 10-bit color depth, even though the output is strictly monochrome. So, who benefits most from this? If you're someone who has always leaned toward fine art or street photography, this camera will give you unmatched clarity and tonal richness. With weather sealing rated at IP52 and an expected price between $7,000 and $8,000, it's a premium but dedicated tool that rewards photographers who work in black and white as their main medium. Next, we have the Leica M11V, and this one is stirring conversation because it changes something fundamental about the M system. Traditionally, Leica's M cameras are rangefinders with an optical viewfinder and mechanical focusing system. That's part of the charm, part of the reason many of us connect to the M series. But the M11V is moving in another direction, and this model is said to eliminate both the rangefinder and the optical viewfinder, replacing them with a built-in electronic viewfinder. Early details suggest a high-resolution full-frame sensor, likely around 60 megapixels, triple resolution technology, and Leica's Maestro 3 image processor with 64 gigabytes of internal memory. The EVF itself is expected to have a magnification of 0.76 times and a 5.76 megapixel resolution with focus aids and diopter control built in. And as for design, it stays classic, with brass body construction and clean lines. But the front no longer has the dual windows that define a rangefinder. Instead, the frame selection lever has been reworked into a dual function control, allowing you to adjust settings for the EVF display, weather sealing and Leica content credentials, designed to authenticate digital files, round out the package. For photographers, this change means faster access to features like focus peaking, real-time exposure preview, and potentially autofocus support through adapted methods. But it also raises a bigger question. Should Leica move the M system away from its roots? That's where the debate sits. Either way, it's expected around $10,000 and it blends heritage design with a workflow more in line with the SL and Q series. Moving on, we also have a special edition, the Leica SL3 Reporter. This is essentially the SL3 full-frame mirrorless camera, but tailored for durability and discreet operation. Designed with photojournalists and adventure photographers in mind, the Reporter edition features reinforced materials, subtle styling, and bundles essentials like extra batteries and a protective strap right out of the box. Spec-wise, nothing changes from the standard SL3. You're still getting the 60-megapixel BSI CMOS sensor with in-body stabilization, the Maestro 4 processor, hybrid autofocus, and robust video recording all the way up to 8K 10-bit. Priced around $7,500, this edition is less about new performance and more about ensuring reliability in the field for those who work in tough conditions. Upcoming Leica lenses in 2025. M-mount lenses. Now, shifting into lenses, Leica isn't slowing down here either. On the M side, two notable models are on the way. First, the Noctilux M 35mm f1.2, an ultra-fast wide-angle prime set to arrive late in 2025. The Noctilux line has always represented Leica's pursuit of maximum light gathering, and this focal length opens up new options for low-light shooting and dramatic subject isolation. Then, in early 2026, we'll see the APO Summicron M 50mm f2, designed with apochromatic correction for color accuracy and sharpness. What's interesting is that this lens will also support macro capabilities, giving photographers flexibility for both classic portraits and closer detailed work without sacrificing the look that Leica glass is known for. L-mount lenses. On the L-mount side, the roadmap is even broader. Leica is preparing several new options that span portraits, telephoto work, and general versatility. Highlights include the SLAPO 135mm, expected with a wide aperture around f2, aimed at telephoto portraiture and detail-rich shots. Alongside it, the SL85mm f1.4 is in development, potentially based on Sigma's optical formula, but tuned to Leica's rendering standards. Other additions include a mid-telephoto 105mm prime, a compact zoom in the SL18 to 50mm, and wide-angle coverage with the SL APO Summicron 24mm f2 ASPH. And for those who prefer all-in-one convenience, there's talk of a standard zoom either in the SL28 to 105mm or 24 to 105mm f4 format, offering a constant aperture across the range. Together, this set of lenses gives both still shooters and videographers a toolkit that adapts to different shooting styles, from discreet street work to controlled studio environments. And while we're on the topic of imaging, let's not overlook Leica's partnership in the smartphone space. The new Lights Phone 4 is expected this October as well. Co-engineered with partners like Xiaomi, it carries Leica's optical and software expertise into a mobile device. The phone is rumoured to feature a 50-megapixel main sensor, a periscope telephoto lens with 5x optical zoom, and stabilization built in. On top of that, computational imaging tuned by Leica between clarity and natural rendering with lossless zoom up to 10 times. For casual photographers or travellers, this phone could become the pocket-sized entry point into Leica's imaging philosophy, blending convenience with optical depth. So, what do we take away from Leica's roadmap for 2025? At its core, Leica is continuing to balance heritage and innovation. The Q3 Monochrome honours the tradition of black and white purity, while leveraging the latest sensor technology. The M11V pushes the M system into a new era, whether photographers welcome it or not. The SL3 Reporter proves that durability and design still matter in professional contexts. And the Lights Phone 4 shows Leica is serious about extending its influence beyond dedicated cameras. On the lens side, both M and L systems are set to gain valuable tools, from ultra-fast primes to practical zooms. which means more creative flexibility no matter which system you invest in. For us as photographers, this roadmap is less about chasing specs and more about finding tools that align with our vision. Leica isn't the brand that tries to please everyone. It builds for those who value the craft, the feel, and the final image above everything else. And with that, 2025 is shaping up to be a year where Leica both honors its roots and tests new ground. So, that's all from us. Share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe for more camera news and reviews.